ocean had me so frozen. I could not even feel my feet. I got used to it and it felt so good. Just being numb and then feeling those heat waves on my body. It was very therapeutic. Some people use hot and cold, like cold plunges or sauna steam as like a form of therapy. So I've never tried it. So relaxing. I'm not entirely sure what it does to the body. It does something very magnificent to the body. It's been such a beautiful day. I'm always going to reiterate the importance of taking adventures and the importance of being in nature, grounding your energy into the earth, using the natural world around us to help us throughout life, because life isn't necessarily an easy ride the whole time. Something that came to me today, well, it always comes to me, but I was taking a walk on the beach and listening to music, and music has been so good for me today. For whatever reason, I experienced just a resistance towards using my voice as much as I love to do it. Today, just being in this wide open space, it opens my voice up. I'm inspired to sing. That in and of itself is therapy. Today I want to talk about movement. It's so important to move your body. A lot of times if we're depressed, we experience stagnation and our energy isn't able to flow through our body. Really just want to dedicate this video to expressing the importance of movement and highlight how powerful it can be. Movement is necessary. It's just a necessary part of life, and when you move your body, you're able to circulate your energy. Switch up the video because when I was recording at the ocean, it was very windy, and when I went back to listen to it, all you could hear was the wind. But I was talking about movement and how important it is to incorporate movement as part of your health and wellness regimen, specifically just pertaining to your mental health. Everything is interconnected, and I feel like oftentimes, depending on where you're looking, we might isolate an issue. We might want to kind of look deeply into specifics of an issue and fail to recognize the interconnectedness of our being and of life. I just want to bring that to your awareness and say that in order for us to be well in the mind, then we also have to be well in the body. We also have to be well in the spirit. It can be challenging to move your body when you're experiencing depression. I mean, at least from my experience, usually I would become very depressed when I stopped using my body. That was definitely a pattern that I picked up on. When I'm more active, I'm more joyful. My energy is circulating more. And so that's what we really want to do. We want to circulate our energy. We want to keep our energy in motion. And of course there is a time for rest, but even while we rest, our energy is circulating in different kinds of ways. So it is important to become aware of that and start to implement practices that will allow for you to get that energy flowing. Depending on like what your schedule is like and the lifestyle that you live, it varies when your motion might be appropriate. I find that it's very helpful to get your energy flowing in the rising. So maybe you are somebody who rises at night or rises in the day, in the morning, whatever time of day that you rise from sleeping and from resting. I recommend that you start to circulate your energy, and you can start small. You can start with just breathing exercises. It doesn't have to be anything too crazy, you know. Some people like to wake up and just really start their day by activating their muscles, and maybe a workout, like an intensive workout, or maybe they like to do a yoga flow. So everybody is different. Go according to your body. Listen to your body and tune into your body on the rise so that you can start to circulate the energy in your body and around your body. We don't only have this physical element to our body, we also have this non-physical element to our body. So if you've been feeling depressed or if you've been feeling down, stagnation could be a really big cause for those feelings. A good way to actually be able to tune into your body is just being still. Like when you wake up, sometimes your mind might be very active and might want to direct you in all kinds of ways that might not necessarily inspire this circulation of energy in ways that will help your body and your mind and your spirit. So what I find helpful is when I rise, I'm still, and although thoughts start to come up, I redirect my energy to the feeling of that stillness and to the in-breath and to the out-breath. I even feel waves when I start to focus my energy that way. I feel waves, oscillations within my being, because your brain is in a certain state when you rise. So that's a really easy way, simple way to get your energy circulating and to really build the momentum towards physically moving your body. You don't have to be, a professional anything to circulate your energy. And I feel it could be very unmotivating to move your body when you're in a state of depression, because so many negative thoughts are present in your pattern of thinking. And it can just be very discouraging, and you might feel like you can't, or what's the point, or whatever reason. All of these subtle energies that are circulating, that are present within and all around, you can tap into those to help support your life and help support going into a direction where you will have less of those negative thoughts. Chemicals will be released in your body that will allow you to feel joy, that will allow you to feel appreciation, and will make you feel a lot less boxed in. When I think of depression, I can recall this sense of claustrophobia almost, or a sense of being trapped, right? You're trapped in a state of being, and it manifests mentally, physically, spiritually. So yes, this is a very helpful tool and a very necessary tool to start changing your pattern and to start changing those neural pathways that have built over time. That's the thing, is that it took time for you to get there. So it's not going to take overnight creating new patterns, and to start deciding for yourself, well, what is it that I really want? How do I want to feel? So if you decide that you want to start by implementing breath, you might be somebody who just wants to go for a walk. You get up, you put on something nice and cozy, maybe you make yourself a tea and you go for a walk, and that could be your regimen. Maybe you don't want to go for a walk. Maybe you are somebody who just does not even like the thought of moving, right? So the stillness might serve you. The breath might serve you. What might actually help to assist is having some music playing, some kind of frequency music. I'm going to put a link below to the Black Airbender. He has a lot of subliminal breath work, alchemy breath work music with frequencies that will actually support you, support your life, and these new breathing patterns. It's very powerful. So I'm going to leave that link, and if you feel inspired, rise, play the subliminal alchemy breathwork music, and you can start to circulate your energy while listening to that. That might be helpful for you. Another tool that I find really simple is tapping. So you can tap the center of your sternum. While breathing. From my understanding and based off what I've learned, is that nasal breathing is really helpful and is actually a very healthy way of breathing. So tapping on the sternum will definitely start to circulate your energy, fill you with life. And it's a very simple practice. You don't really have to do much, you know. You just rise, you could sit in your bed, you can put a blanket outside. I love putting a blanket outside in the sunshine and just tap. Another point where you can tap is just look where the end of your collarbone is, right here. And these 2 points right here, you can tap as well. So this is waking your body up. It's circulating your energy. I'm going to leave another link to somebody else that I've been following and practicing with. I believe her name is Marissa, and she does Yochi yoga. So it's like a blend of yoga and Qigong. And in all of her videos, she breaks down what's going on physiologically. She's just a soothing person to listen to and very informative. So I'm going to leave her works down there too, so that just in case you feel called to have that kind of assistance. But this is a very simple tool. You can also wake your body up by tapping down your arm like this, your hand, and down your legs. So there's many super simple movements that you can do that are actually very impactful. One thing that I will say about this is that the key to doing any movement, the key to any motion, any energy work that you're doing is breathing. So being sure that you're implementing that breath and you're learning the proper way to breathe to support those practices and to also support your overall functioning, you know, your physiological function. There's all sorts of things on the internet, and it could make you believe that there's only one way to do something, or it can create feelings of insecurity, especially if you're in a depressed state. When you see people behaving in a certain way, for example, like somebody who wakes up and goes and runs 2 miles, and that could actually be discouraging for someone who has a very negative thought pattern and is experiencing depression, because you feel like, oh, well, I'll never be able to do that, you know, what's the point? These things can hold us back. So my message is, a little goes a long way depending on the way that you do things. So if you wake up and you do an intensive workout, but in your mind you're kind of beating yourself up and you're forcing yourself to do something, or you're acting from a place of fear or from a place of self-hatred or insecurity, as opposed to acting from a place of genuine care and gentle love and awareness of the importance of these things, being clear on what is motivating you, then you might be doing yourself a disservice. It might not be sustainable. It might not help you long term. Everyone's different though. Some people, they're able to operate from that place, you know, and that kind of motivation might serve them and it might serve you. So the important thing to note is that being clear on the way that you wish to feel and the reasons why you're doing things, becoming clear on your motivation, what you would like your motivation to be, understanding why it is that you're doing these things, and doing some research, exploring different ways to practice your movement and build yourself up to a place where you're actually wanting to circulate your energy. Now you're breaking those patterns of comparison, and you're ending those patterns of insecurity or hopelessness into ones that are in alignment with health and wellness and with your understanding of the integral nature of what it means to be well and to be a whole being. If you found that helpful, feel free to like this video, feel free to comment and share whatever it is that you have on your heart. You can share the video itself to somebody that you feel might benefit from watching it and from receiving that information, receiving that nourishment. Thank you so much, and yeah, don't be afraid to move your energy. I wish you wellness, and I send blessings to everyone who is watching this, all beings who are learning and growing and evolving. So peace everyone. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, night, all that.